No, I'm afraid Jim Riley, Joe Zillick, Harry Race, Bernard LaChance, DJ Dave, Perlita Quinwan, Elton Anderson, Don Wiley, 1961 Oyster Cracker Man, Bitted Bet for Blue Boy Boxes, GPS Paso Robo Rapist Knight, Red Randy, Red Gordon, and Ellery's Jim Hall, Bill Duvall, and your team, Karen Faust Country and Western and All American Antilla. Now, Harry and you guys said you guys wanted rock and roll night. Rage Against the Machine ain't gonna work on Maggie's Farm no more, but you guys keep doing cowboy country and western, Bernard. Dum 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 dum. And so, Bernard, if you're gonna be a dumb fuck and screw with everybody's shit, they're gonna make you Maggie's Farm, dude, until it penetrates. You guys just don't seem to get it. You want your breeding farm, they're gonna make Maggie's Farm for you if you ain't gonna pay attention to the, Bernard. If people do what Harry and you guys want and rock and roll and you won't pay attention to that culture, or if you ignore the 80s and make fun of it, Bernard, and you guys keep doing cowboy country and western, come on, Bernard, ain't gonna work on Maggie's Farm no more. So if Perlita and Dave are always the messiahs, or Adam and John, Bernard, and you keep doing inbred hillbilly farm picking street Jamaica Street, then what does that mean, Bernard? That you're forcing people to work on Maggie's Farm. And so guess what, Bernard? If you think you're that badass, they're gonna give it to you. If you're gonna keep fucking people over, Bernard, and fucking up their faces and telling people what to do with Ellery and all that, and the crybaby fit and the cowboy country and western Indian fade out and all that, everybody's just stupid. Everybody's just stupid. You're gonna get the answer, Perlita, from the military, everybody, the tech companies. We're tired. I'm tired of the Yahoo Indian fade out, in and out, all this shit. Red Randy marching around, blah 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 blah. If you want the farm, Bernard, and if you think Joe Taco Indian Man is almighty of all music with Dave, and you guys can't get that most culture is tired of that shit, Bernard, and you're gonna continue to make your 2 cows breeding farm with the All-American Antilla and shit, it's your loss, Bernard. Hear that? They get to experience freedom. Bernard, who says they're actually going to war? Maybe they're actually going to have fun. Like I said, Bernard, your war and this whole mess you guys got have going, you have enabled them to have more freedom, while your group that you profess, Bernard, of your Carney Farm, goes into a prison tank. And you get an answer as to why they don't want to work on Maggie's Farm no more. Because you guys make a mess. LGBT, Bernard, I'm not interested in sleeping with boys, Bernard. For you, it might be fun, Bernard. For me, no. It's nasty shit. Especially when you guys don't cure yourselves from the diseases it may spread. So, Bernard, if you're going to be a smartass with Perlita and Dave, and you profess that country and western has to be the way with that hick and the cowboy man, and run around all gay, do whatever you wanted, and $19 trillion later, you're still running your breeding farm, Bernard, and having it scripted for you. That's what that means when you have to have a script of people covering up that you're a dumb shit, Bernard. It is your loss. Because look, because you choose to ignore other people in another subculture, you, Bernard, since you and Gordon and all of them thought it was funny to enslave, become the slave. Your loss, Bernard. Because ever since the group of you hillbillies got involved with the shit, it sucks. Because I didn't ever want to be a carny, Bernard. I liked it when actually, guys, my father and some of them knew what they're doing. I wanted to see it do something, Bernard. But you had to be the first one to have the pointed teeth of the Maggie Farm. Because Bernard and some of them didn't want to do it the right way. They wanted to spy. So, guess what, Bernard? I'm going to help your military and all those guys who work hard so they can make their superpower base. And so they can have fun. And so they can go to other nations and meet other pilots and stuff like that and learn and they can have fun doing their own air show while the hot dog you had, all until a man and Joe, fucked theirs up. So they don't have to work on your farm anymore, Bernard. That's the beauty of true freedom, is to enable other people. Bernard, it doesn't matter if I'm American or not, even though I was born in Colorado. You want to make up some fucking story, I'm going to enable your supposed soldiers, but they're everybody's, the 150 million enlisted, to find a new freedom with their family and friends, Bernard, because that's the way it should be. All American should not have been just, well, only these families. Kill the rest. Bernard, you're going to find out in your immortal future, long after I'm gone, you're going to regret what you've done, and you're not going to be a good military leader, because you're going to be very, very predictable, and you're con, scam, and grift with Perlita, and you guys running around doing whatever you want. Oh, Arizona. Oh yeah, there was an Arizona black and white. See, the whole point is, Bernard, they're starting to figure out your bases. Arizona, Colorado, here, Florida, Michigan, Washington. Point is, Bernard, you use people to get what you wanted, and you lied about it. Your loss. Like I said, Bernard, this is the best part, since Joe and them never wanted to tell the truth. You'll never be whole. So, people gave in. We did Cowboy Country and Western for you, but you reinstilled the slave farm, Bernard. And we're going to make you enslaved to your own creation, since you're that obsessed over Kim with them, and, you know, you got to have your own, blah, 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 blah. I'm not interested in enslaving her, Bernard, or my cousins. I love them. Just Joe and them couldn't handle it. Just like I love Bailey. I don't need to have her here on a leash. Or the Schwartzes, or any of them. You, Bernard, want to take everything that was written on the internet and say, well, with the All-American, if this. He's always run that stupid fucking theory, Bernard. So you guys could get away with stealing people's shit. So if he likes the farm, and he loves Joe, work on Mega's farm. But you're going to find that there's a subculture during like the 80s and 90s, when MTV was actually still kind of good, that was telling you guys to screw off, Bernard, and that's why he pulled it out. He wants to pull the whole, I'm the Minister Jehovah man, so he can either get the boys all cleaned up and control us, so he could be a fag, or he can try to be the cool guy. That's you guys' routine, Bernard. It gets old. It's fake. People are figuring it out here. And so they're going to run one on you, Bernard, because they're sick of the carny, because they ran one on everybody for the entire time. So you can sit there like NATO, Bernard, and pretend with your hillbilly, go back down to the farm like you started out and fucking people over. But that's your farm, dude. You're lost, Bernard, and you can Indian fade out and pretend all you want, but you're a fucking terrorist, man. Don't point fingers when it's all your paid-for production of the spoiled family of the United States. It's the same argument some of us always had, Bernard. Why don't you, like I said, instead of the whole scripting and shit, Bernard, and hiding what you did, why don't the group of you just come out and admit that you're a rapist, pedophiles, murderers, and thieves, dude? Just admit guilt. Move on with it. Don't make me do it. You guys do it. And then you guys can stop doing the mutilations and all that. A lot of the, you know, I mean, you'll not be liked, but a lot of the stress will go away. You're lost, Joe, because of how you proceeded, because you knew of something else out here that was working, but the entire time you wanted to deliver military religious punishment instead of using your fucking brain, which moved on to your sons-in-laws, then the children, and then you want to run up there with Harry or whoever and say, now we are the leaders, we won the war, we won the risk game. No, you didn't. We don't want to work on Mega's farm no more, dude. You instilled it, Joe. You took something that's really not meant for what you guys do and placed it so you can birth people through, and you fucked that up. Joe and Harry, what I'm trying to say is, if you guys left people alone in the first place in those neighborhoods, you wouldn't have a problem. So keep working on your farm of country in the Western, Joe. I don't give a shit if you got it working down there or not, because you're a plantation owner, you're a slave runner, and then you turn around and do, I got my own Never Never Land. I don't give a fuck. Because that ain't freedom, dude. Freedom is to respect your entire family in the first place, Bernard, Harry, Joe, your neighbors, and not screw up their shit. Not as soon as they leave the state, fucking, go backstabbing. Because I'll backstab you. And then, just turn the information over to your military and go, hey, look, they did the same thing. Use it. You wanted to use it for World War III, Bernard. And your team. You think you're going to win? Because nobody ever has. Like I said, Bernard, I've already told them guilty. And I don't want to fight you. So it's going to be very easy for your military branches of the United States. Who cares what nation it is? They already know they can beat me. Now all they got to do is find out the ones who want to target me. And bammo. So be sure, Bernard, they're that as loyal as you think. Because trust me again, Bernard, if there's any more terrorist attacks here, loyalties won't be so, They won't. They were broken in their 9/11. What world do you live in, Bernard? Destroyed children, and then guess what, Bernard? Rocket explosion, destroyed children. Kennedys, destroyed children and families. After that, that's all. You guys are getting so repetitive down there. Wherever you're hiding, I'm gonna be at the Taliban too now, Bernard. That's you guys' whole ploy, and I'm sick and tired of Maggie's Farm. Just like Rage Against the Machine, Bernard. Those bands, techno, rock, whatever, had figured it out, man. That most adults were never going to listen to their own children. So if you want to go band with that subculture, Bernard, and go, oh, all your friends are now my friends. So, but it's fake. You know why, Bernard? Because I actually had to work to make my friends. Earn them. While you guys just go and, run some subculture. I'm swapping it back and forth in the carny tank. Oh, look at us. No, Bernard, it's your loss. Because guess what? You could gather all my family together, and when I die, even with your guilty plea and the needle in my arm, you will never be whole. You want to go be Satan, Bernard, in your dramatic play that you stole from my father? Your opera? Nothing will be ever yours, Dave, Perlita, Bernard. Ever. You'll be copycats, running a breeding farm, lying to everyone, pop, poke, clicking, you're not a bitten, and delivering a bullshit law, Bernard. Wild West. And like I said, Bernard, I would never want to get on a spaceship or in a military plane with you because I could never trust any of you. You're unreliable. You're a danger. If you can't figure out this simple step right here, Bernard, I wouldn't want to get on a ship with you because I know you'd backstab me with your friends. That's a pretty big... You'd hijack it just like everything else you guys hijacked. Racist people, Bernard, especially when you're in these cities, very dangerous. And then when you want to run a prison, you want to keep people in a prison, you think that's fun? Even more dangerous. That's why you guys don't produce anything anymore. Peter Boyle's even kind of said it. It's like, man, why the manufacturing jobs go away, blah, 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 blah. So Bernard Lafagavillchance does be a man I would fear. Maybe some of those people in Colorado and out here, Bernard, knew some things about your faction, about your regime. So like I said, Bernard, I hope the governments of the world convene and bring you four back and do your NATO. And so they can tell you, Bernard, when you fight this World War III, this big threat that I supposedly am, how big of a fool you are.